This episode was eventful, to say the least. It happened. A lot of things happened, and we're going to be talking about a lot of those things. I just finished watching the episode. I actually tried a new website. Instead of just going for my usual Viki, I tried another website so I could watch it today on Thursday, so I'm actually finally on time. Yeah, I watched it on Daily Motion. I actually think someone recommended it to me earlier, but I thought it was a little bit sketchy, so I wanted to avoid it as much as possible. However, as you may know, it's Elimination Round, which means there's going to be a bunch of spoilers all around TikTok, all around Twitter, so I wanted to avoid it as much as possible, but that patience wasn't there for me, so I just decided to watch it immediately. Oh my goodness, I don't necessarily recommend it just because there's so many ads and it might drive you crazy. Like, I kid you not, I think there's an ad about every 2 minutes and they're like full length ads. You can't skip them, and they're all about Kia, the car company. Oh, whatever. And the timing between the visuals and the audio is off. So make your decision, I guess. You can watch it on Thursday. That's like the one pros of it, but there's many cons that follow. Alrighty. I love how for this specific round, the artist round they call it, which is honestly misleading. I don't know why they called it that. They should just say like new song round, or song choices round. Anyway, I'm not the best title maker. I love the fan meeting as a benefit rather than the usual extra points as well as the M countdown stage, which, obviously they're great benefits, but it gets a little bit repetitive sometimes. And I think having that fan meeting would be great because it'll be successful as it'll be the top member of trainee of Boys Planet, and it's kind of guaranteed to be successful. And I think it's a great opportunity for these trainees to meet their fans in advance. Yeah, oh my god. Although I still love the M countdown stages. I watched the one for Law. I haven't watched the other ones yet just because Camden was in Law, so I wanted to watch that in advance. And I love it. It was great, and it was honestly a little similar to the Boys Planet stages because, same outfit, same everything. Oh, I also watched Tomboy as well. Tomboy, we actually changed the high note, so if you're interested in some changes, go watch that because it's a little bit different from what he actually did in Boys Planet. I would love if they changed outfits, but I do understand that gets a lot more pricier. Alrighty, the we get into the actual teams. So this round they're in various teams, and it's like their own song. So it's actually a well-produced song, so they're not really covering an artist or anything like that. And even if I missed the voting period for this specific song choice, because how it worked, it was the star creators, I can't talk today, so us actually choosing which trainee should be in which song. And unfortunately, I missed that time period, so I couldn't vote. However, I think they should do this more often because the star creators know what they're doing. And additionally, the fact that no one really gets their feelings hurt because really it was chosen upon for them and their fans chose it for them, so they kind of have to be happy with what they've got. And like the previous round where it was them pushing each other off from one song choice to the next, that one honestly gets a little toxic. So I think this is honestly the best choice. Majority of the trainees were quite content with this result, and I'm personally just so glad that Camden was put into Switch. I know that not a lot of actually people made it. Wait, I know that Umuti was in Switch. He made it in, right? Let me just quickly see. I like just voted for the boys. This time it's three, which I'm surprised. Umuti got eliminated? No way. What? Really? Okay, because like they, at the end, if you're like confused at my confusion, at the end they didn't list out all like the ranks as they usually do for some reason, or maybe I missed it. Oh my god. Wait, is Camden the only survivor in Switch? Is that right? That's crazy. Oh my god. I know people said stop doing Google searches in the middle of things, but I have to know this. Who else survived? Oh my god. Wait, that's so crazy. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Wait, I can't believe Umuti got eliminated because his videos were all over TikTok and like, oh my goodness, why? That's so unfortunate. Okay, I can't find it right now. I'll find it later. Oh my goodness. But anyway, let's get into the other things. The Say My Name team, I love their synergy, like the way they pulled pranks on one another. Mnet needs to actually learn from them because they were good at those pranks. One of them was Songhanbin entering and then Takuto saying, "Oh my god, it's just the two of us. Turns out it's a duo performance for us." And then Songhanbin just like completely falls for it. And it was just so funny. I was like laughing. Yeah, Mnet needs to actually learn how to properly prank. And we wanted to be the leader for his group, and it was just so cute. What's his group? Uh, was it On Guard? I might be wrong. But no, his little leader speech was so cute and him preparing it. It just shows how he's still humble. Like, even though he's like a well over idol that's like pretty much close to retiring as an idol at this point, like 7 years, not like because of his age, of course. We're going to be talking about that a little later in the episode review. But the fact that he's still humble about this and really still works hard just shows his personality, I guess. And I love how Mnet is trying to like push Park Hanbin more out in these episodes, which is amazing. However, I'm wondering why did Mnet like not give him a screen time from the start? Like, I'm just kind of worried, or not worried, like confused about that. Because I actually do want him to end up in the lineup, although there's only 3 votes I can do, and unfortunately, Park Hanbin is not one of them. Just to spoil it a little bit, I'll be obviously sharing it at the end, as I always do. I will vote for him sometimes, though. I definitely will. But I don't know. I'm just kind of worried that he won't make it in because he is developing a solid fandom. However, I'm not sure if it's enough to really push him towards the top 9. Alrighty, so let's talk about the Say My Name team. So the Say My Name team has a lot of like popular members. I think it's got the top 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is crazy how they just happen to all end up in that team. But not Mnet trying to evil edit Seonbin and Matthew's relationship, which I get it. It was a little bit bumpy, but you know, it wasn't that big of a deal. I feel like they've really got to edit something better than this because like we all know it's just like a small disagreement, I suppose. Like, I love Matthew. You guys already know that, although I'm not currently voting for him because I know he'll debut. And I know that like that's not the best idea to have in mind because we all thought Yurina would debut, but I think it's a little bit different because this time around you really can't have filler votes because you're not doing 1K, 1C, 1J group. Anyway, I love Matthew, but I really don't understand why he so like inclines to be the leader, you know? Like he can just shine as a regular member. And I don't know why he like strongly feels the need to lead sometimes because there's already a leader that's chosen. There's no reason to like for you to go and help others. Of course, it's nice helping others when they ask for it. However, if there's already a leader that's making all the rules and developing this routine, there's no reason for you to break that, I guess. Is what Mnet was trying to portray, of course, like evil editing Matthew, which I don't know why they're suddenly doing that because I thought Mnet liked Matthew. Turns out they don't really like him that much. I guess so. Okay. We're going to be talking about the Over Me team. Im Jun-seo is in that team, and oh my god, he's improved so much. I knew he would improve just because he really does have that passion and drive, like I mentioned in the last episode review, but I was not expecting him to sing that well because he was auditioning for this one part and he did really, really good. And his competitor essentially was Ma Jing-shan. And this is the last we'll see of him because, spoiler alert, he got eliminated. It almost reminds me of like typing, how like typing was really high. Actually, Magic Chan wasn't like that high, but still, he was quite high on the ranks and he got eliminated the next round because evil editing. But typing was actually evil edited, while Magic Chan definitely does have somewhat of a 눈치 failure. I don't know what that word specifically is in English. I don't think there's like a direct translation. Like he doesn't have a strong sense. Like there's like a stronger word, but he doesn't have a strong nunchi, which means like he's not really aware of his surroundings and like doesn't really think for others. Yeah, anyway, he started again with I'm right, you're wrong, that kind of thing, where he was like, no, I want this part and you and I can switch. And he was like so adamant about that. And then Ricky was like, 마징샹 또 시작했어요. And that means like 마징샹 started again. And I laughed so hard because Ricky has like been through it. He's like been through all this 마징샹 crap. And he's so done. And I'm so glad that Jungwoo was about to, Yoon Jung was like setting him straight and telling him no and was like super clear about it. And honestly, sometimes a leader has to be strict. A leader isn't someone that everyone loves. A leader is someone that actually cares for the group environment, the team environment, and knows how to regulate things well. And of course, with manners. And I guess it's not always about being the kindest person in there. It's just about actually telling someone no when it's the wrong thing. And Ma Jingxiao immediately got quiet after that. So thanks to him, I guess. Unrelated, but I love, love, love their new training outfits. It's like this white tracksuit with these blue, like almost Adidas lines. It's really cute. And later in like the game show type activity, like the outdoor games thing, they essentially wear like these blue and pink coats according to their group, whether they're in G group or K group. And it's like so cute. I want one. And it's like a gradation to like black, I think. It's so cute. I want one. They're like, why can't I think of fashion designers, fashion stylists are really good at what they're doing. Okay, let's talk about some serious things now. So it's like always kind of been this case, but I feel like I'm seeing it a little bit more often nowadays. So I see a lot of international fans going like, oh, G Group is treated so bad, we have it so hard. And it's true that the Mnet editing team generally is a little bit xenophobic and definitely prefers K-group trainees. And essentially, international fans think that only G-group members are treated unfairly and they're like the only ones getting eliminated, or not eliminated, evil edited, sorry, they're both E words. So I just want to disagree with that, respectfully, of course. It's not always the G group that's the victim, and that's kind of what international fans make it out to be sometimes. And although racism still, not racism, like racism, I guess so, except it's not about race, it's more or so about country. It still exists, obviously. However, K group also gets evil edited, like Ida, Jong-chan, those '07 and '08 boys from the Danger team in the very first round. I think it was a K team. And like Lee Dong-gun, and yeah, it goes on. Those are the only ones I can think of at the top of my head right now. But no, there's still a lot of trainees that are still getting evil edited. So I just want to say it's not always G group that's getting treated poorly. And then I guess if you're putting Matthew in there, he's still Korean. So yeah. I have my window open right now because it's actually like quite hot. It's actually kind of cool now. And people out there are crazy. They might actually hear me saying this even though I'm on the second floor. You can hear them so clearly at night as well. Anyway, so on the Switch team, and Switch team is the one that Camden was on and the one I was rooting for because the song is really, really solid. Anyway, in that team, there were a lot of trainees that were on the brink of getting eliminated, and they were kind of sure that they would get eliminated, and including Chong Chan, but like mainly him, but also kind of Lee Dong-gun. They were evil edited, and rightfully so, because their attitudes were not it. And this isn't evil editing in the sense that they're trying to make conflict out of one small thing that they said, but it's like a continuous thing, which honestly has been happening a lot. Someone said that Girls Planet was actually evil edited and the beef really wasn't that big of a deal. However, in Boys Planet, they actually make a big of a deal, and it's themselves. Like, they're honestly asking to get evil edited is the way I want to phrase it. And basically what happened was they were kind of giving up. Like, oh, what's the point in doing this? I'm gonna get eliminated anyway. And they kept on making jokes about being eliminated. Oh, there's no one left on this team at the end of the day, so like, why should we all work hard? And it's like, so, what kind of a mindset is that? If you want to continue being an idol, why the heck would you say that and ruin your digital footprint? Because now people know that you don't really care about being an idol. Like, and you don't care about the team environment either. And Umuti, who was also in this group and was honestly like kind of an angel edited this episode, was like, no guys, we should actually still try hard, even though he was still on the same boat as them. Like, he was also on the brink of getting eliminated, yet he still tried hard. He was a leader, and he led the group extremely well, even with these kind of people in the group. And it was just really upsetting to see, because some people are really, really firm on this dream. Like, this is their last chance or it's gone, is essentially some people's mindsets on Boys Planet and the reason why they joined. However, people like Jung Chan, people like Lee Dong-gun, maybe they have a secure future. I don't know. They don't seem to be serious on this. So it just shows how you're not committing. You're also not very mature in the way that you react to these situations. And mainly, I'm slightly disappointed at Lee Dong-gun because he was the only trainee, I think, that I voted for consistently with no skips, which is so sad. I thought he was better than this, but I guess not. And a lot of people were rooting for him as well. So I guess I'm not too sad that he got eliminated, because I would be really conflicted to whether to vote on him or not. If he still survived, which is unlikely, I probably would have not voted for him, honestly. Yeah. Alrighty, so moving on to the Supercharger team. So this song, Supercharger, has an extremely difficult choreography, and if you want to pull it off, it's really, really difficult. Just go look at it and you would be amazed, which would be an amazing audition song choice if you're proficient at dancing, honestly. And essentially for the self-evaluation, where the other trainees evaluate their performances, they messed up bad. Whew. They like all just kind of stood there because they blanked on the choreography. Like, a lot of members forgot the lyrics, they didn't sing their parts. It was just a whole mess. And Haruto, who was the leader, I believe, yeah, I think he was, and he's honestly known for being excellent at dancing, and that being all crumbled with humiliation, that is tough. And like, if I was on that team, I would be so embarrassed and also so upset, because they were trying to practice. Like, they were definitely putting in the effort. However, the actual product of it wasn't so great. And I mainly do think it's because a lot of the members were not so talented, I suppose I want to say. And I guess you guys would call them dozens. Like, there's Idal, there's Jung Min-gyu, Park Do-ah. So there's a lot of unpolished trainees in there, and when you combine that, it probably isn't the best result. Yeah, it was just a little sad, and I'm really excited to see how the final performance will actually turn out, because the song is really solid, and the choreography, as I said, is really, really impressive. So I'm really excited for Haruto to actually continue that. He's already great at dancing, so I'm excited to see how he develops that even more with this really, really tough choreography. Okay. And then it comes to the pre-elimination, where they kind of show the trainees in the room and just talking about the next day, which is the elimination round. And Hui was saying, if I was a star creator, I wouldn't vote for myself because I'm like 30. Like, I don't imagine that other star creators would. And that was so sad. It made me so upset because, well, let's just firstly, come on. You being judged and almost annexed for something that you can't control is so upsetting in the first place. And that being age, you can't turn back time. You can't lie about your age at this point. You know, that's just something you can't control. If someone was saying, oh, I'm not going to vote for this person because he lacks talent, okay, then you improve on that talent. However, if you're, you know, boycotting someone because of age, which is honestly so stupid because of an uncontrollable factor, that is so dumb. And I just kind of want to talk about this. The K-pop industry, regardless of whether you're a part of it in any sort of way or you're a fan of the K-pop industry, everyone to a certain extent is honestly ageist. And I don't mean this for only girl groups or only boy groups. Honestly, just the entire industry is faced with so much ageism. And by that I mean, when you hit a certain point in life, you can't debut anymore. It's a mindset that a lot of people have, and seems to be the case. Although this is, you know, everyone in the K-pop industry, of course, but that's just like what the general public thinks. And of course, everyone is like, oh, you shouldn't debut minors, yet you still vote on minors. I don't understand it. Like, you're like, oh, we should debut older idols, yet you hate on Hui. I really don't get it. And so many people are like, the right age to debut is after about like 23, when you're mature enough and you've got a certain understanding and you will be able to withstand pressure a little bit more. Yet, you don't support that. Like, you don't actually take action for it. I just truly don't understand it, and I think it's really got to stop. I think if a big three or any hype group, whatever, came out with an all non-minor group, that would be amazing. I think that would really set the standard for K-pop, showing that you can still be successful without a minor, and someone like above 24 or so can still debut. That would really set the standard, and I think it would change the K-pop industry. And if they were talented along with that, they would definitely be the standard. If I worked at SM, YG, JYP, Hybe, whatever, Pledis, anything under Hybe, I would definitely pursue that. That would gain a lot of attention as well. And there's a lot of talented people that are still trying to audition but can't get in because of their age, so that's what I would do. Yeah, I love how Camden and Umuti are basically besties now, is what I wrote here before I figured out that Umuti got eliminated. Alrighty, so now moving on to the elimination, which is always so upsetting. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought, except for one part where Unki had a panic attack at the start, and that was so sad to see because it honestly depicts the actual reality of not only being on a survival show, but also being a part of the K-pop industry or any entertainment industry for that matter, because it's just so much pressure to constantly be on screen. And I've kind of talked about this in the last episode review as well, but it's a little bit different because just being a trainee or being an idol, that mental health capacity has to be extremely strong. And if it's just a little bit fragile, you're gonna break. And Hongi, who's someone with an extremely positive attitude all of the time, breaking down, just seeing that makes my heart hurt so much. And it's really true. I believe that happy pills, in K-pop groups, the vitamins of K-pop groups, you could say, always have these saddest backstories, and they're always kind of shunned away from any negative emotions, which is why they kind of pile it up and then they kind of break down, which is what I think happened for Ungi, and him really, really being desperate and wanting to debut and just stay in the show a little bit more seems so real to me, and I really understand that. And I know it makes me a terrible person for not voting for him, but what can I do? I've got to vote for my other faves. I don't know. I'm so conflicted, and this is the thing about a survival show. You can't win everything. Like, even as someone as futile as voting. It's so upsetting. But yeah. Good news, though. I'm actually shocked that Ollie was not eliminated. And currently, I'm not... No, am I? I don't know. We'll see. But no. I thought he was genuinely going to get eliminated, but I'm so glad he's still in, and so glad that I can see him perform... Oh, what was the song name? I keep forgetting the song names. I, know how they sound in my head and know the choreography, but I forget the names. I'm so glad that he gets to perform once more. Let's be real, he's not going to make it in to the actual top 9 group, but I'm still excited. Yeah. And the way everyone was surprised about Hui getting 11th place just shows his actual talent and his actual genuine passion for becoming an idol and debuting in this group, no matter how many people are against it. And on this topic, a lot of universes, let me just say, were making other universes feel invalid almost for not voting for Hui, and saying, if you're not voting for Hui, you're not a true universe. But I would like to, again, respectfully disagree with that. You guys may know if you've been watching or keeping up with my episode reviews, I was really conflicted initially as to whether I should vote for Hui or not. And I heard a lot of varying disagreements and I guess conflicted mindsets about that, and I heard a lot of perspectives, and one of them that really stuck out to me is Hui at the end of the day chose to go on the show, and he's trying his best on there as well, so why not support him even more in his endeavors and do that? And that really struck me, so I decided to continue voting for him. Although I took a mini hiatus in the middle, I still continued the vote. And if you're not voting and you still support Hui, I also totally understand that, and I don't think you should be canceling people for not voting for Hui. You can't just blackmail someone, not blackmail, you can't just completely wash away their entire universe self for not voting for Hui. That's not how it works. Just because you don't vote for him doesn't mean you don't love him, I guess. Yeah, that's my take on that. So with that being said, how about I show my picks? Alrighty. Now, They changed it to 3, and I was like initially so shocked. I was so used to 6, so I was just like tapping on my faves, and I was like, oh, I can't vote for Ollie anymore, which is what I'm just realizing. So my top 3 picks are, oh, you cannot see that, it's so dark, is Howon, Hamden, Ihwetek. And I think I'm honestly gonna alternate a little bit. I might take Howon out and vote for someone else like Ollie. I have so many people that I want to vote for. Like, let's just list out everyone that I would vote for if I had unlimited picks, let's just say. Chaeungi, for sure. I would vote for Eungi. I would vote for Camden, of course. Hwetek, Hui. I'm still continuing to do so. And then Ollie. And Song Matthew, of course. And Park Hanbin. Oh, I really want to vote for him. Someone, and I'm still continuing to do so. And that's about it. Yoon Jong-woo, if I had the chance to. He's not like my entire pick, and he's really, really popular, so I think he's almost safe. Actually, I'm a little afraid to say that these days. Like, safe is not like a safe word. That's kind of ironic, but it's just the way it is, and that is it for this short-ish episode review. I don't know, I think 30 minutes has been the standard these days. The last episode review just cut off immediately, and that is totally my mistake probably. I think something happened in editing and I didn't check up on the ending. Oopsie, sorry guys, but I'm sure I didn't say anything too important. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next episode review as well. Hopefully that comes out on a Friday as well. Bye!